Welcome to Taking Back Humanity, the podcast that's all about breaking free from the shackles of modern life and living on your own terms. If you're tired of the 9-to-5 grind, feeling unfulfilled, and wondering if there's more to life than the daily routine, then you've come to the right place. Welcome, my fellow humans, to another episode of Taking Back Humanity. I am your host, Aaron Shade. I'm happy to have you here as we embark on a journey of breaking free from the chains that bind us and embrace a life of purpose. Today, I have a special guest from the UK, Paula Burns, who left her 20-year-long career to start her own business. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here, and this is great. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get into it, I just got a quick question for you. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Somewhere that I'm on a beach.
On a beach?
A beach. I just got back from Jamaica, had a lovely holiday in Jamaica. But yeah, I love the beach and I love the water. So I imagine myself living on a beachfront property and lovely warm weather. So I haven't really pinned it down to a particular country yet.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of places out there. I mean, I even enjoyed the coast of Croatia. It was very nice.
Yeah.
There's so many different places you can go. I'd probably avoid places like Jamaica just in case there are hurricanes and they're bad.
Yeah. Well, because there's so many to choose from, I think, I wouldn't mind, just trying different places and, just trying them out and see what they're like.
Absolutely. So why don't we just get a little bit more information about you and your story and the transition that you made to your current business?
Okay, so do you want me to share what I do now? Shall I take it back?
Yeah, take it all the way back and tell us where you started out and what you're doing now.
Okay, so I come from a corporate background. So I started out very much left school. I didn't go to university. I think you call it college there. I just wanted to start working. So I got a job and I worked with the water company, my local water company. So it had lots of opportunities in terms of being able to, progress within the company. And that was all I was interested in at that time. It wasn't something I thought about starting a business. I was very quiet, very shy. And I just wanted to, find a job, work my way up and, do well in a company. So I stayed with that company for about 16 years. I started as a junior customer services assistant, worked my way up, and I was a business development manager when I left that company. And then I moved on to another big corporate company then. And I was a project manager and a business analyst, and that was a bank. So they were combining two banks together, and they were bringing on a lot of staff. And I got a job there. So another really good job, a well-paid job, bonuses, salary, all the rest of it, all the things that keep us tied into a 9-to-5 environment. They really know how to do that, don't they? In my spare, if anyone can hear my dog barking, that is my dog in the background. So in my spare time, I was all about creativity. I loved writing short stories, doing amateur dramatics. I sang in a band. So it was all about creativity for me. And I just came to the point where I just needed to be more me. And so after 20 years in corporate, I made the decision, started my business on the side, worked probably about 18 months. I had an 18-month plan, and I sort of built my business on the side then. And then I took the leap and started my own business.
Yeah. So what is your own business?
Right. So my own business is events. I started off in events, so special events and weddings. And I provide full planning and decor for my clients as well. And then I sort of transitioned then. Now I also provide business mentoring. So I'm a creative business mentor. And that means that I help small business owners to stand out with their businesses. So in creative ways. So basically, I was out today giving a talk to some young people and talking to them about how they can really stand out in their business. And I do that with various small businesses, and usually sort of helping you with your confidence, but also just looking at things that in a completely different way. So it's my naturally creative mindset that really works in these situations. So I offer lots of online solutions, but I also have like group programs, one-to-one programs, and that type of thing.
Yeah. So when you were doing your career, I mean, think about maybe the more recent part of your career. How did like each day feel to you? Did you feel like you were fulfilled at all in that position? Or was there something kind of, I don't know, feeling a little off perhaps? I just want to kind of get your thoughts and feelings about what.
No, I feel it was complete freedom. I just love the fact that of the freedom. That was why I started, to be able to work for myself and have my own business. It's because I wanted the freedom. And I have connected with so many amazing people. We were having a conversation just a little while ago. And since starting my business, my life is so much more richer, not in monetary terms, well, not just in monetary terms, but when I say my life is richer, I mean as in the people that I connect with. And I absolutely love it. I love the freedom to be able to think of my own ideas, the freedom to be able to go the places that I want to go and meet the people that I'd like to meet, have the experiences, and not be tied. I found that, when you work for a company, you are tied to only a certain amount of leave days, annual leave that you can take. You are tied to hours. It's not that, I needed that flexibility, and that's what I've got now.
Yeah, myself going through that, I felt a lot like I had to act a certain way at work. I had to be
Yes.
something a little bit that I wasn't actually that person. I had to act and play the role of my job, and it felt like I couldn't really be myself in that environment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
since I have left, I feel like I'm more able to express who I am and not just be a cog in the wheel of a company.
Exactly. It's like you found yourself again, isn't it? You find your personality again. So you forget who you are when you're sort of like, working on a constant, it's like you're on a hamster wheel, really, and you're just going round and round doing the same thing every single day, and you're not really developing your mind, your ideas, anything. It's just going through the motions.
Yeah, I feel it definitely dulls a lot of who you are and just keeps you from truly growing within yourself.
Hmm.
I mean, sure, you can rise up in the company ranks, but even the people at the top aren't always very happy with themselves.
No, absolutely. No, they're just going through the motions as well. It's, we all have there's a lot of rules, isn't there, that you have to follow. And yes, life has certain amount of rules and out there, but you want to have some sort of flexibility because we only have one life. And there's so much to experience out there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And when I left my job, my initial purpose for leaving was just so I could go travel for a while. But I don't know if the traveling was just to escape that particular life, or if it was truly just to go out and see the world and see all of the different places and meet new people and cultures. And I enjoyed all of doing that. And it did wake
Yeah.
me up to say, well, what's stopping me from just keeping this as a part of my life
Yeah.
and then just building upon that. And that's how I'm looking at it. And it just changed me and changed who I am back to
Mhm.
who I really am, and not just
Oh, you really, yes.
and not just what other people have boxed me into.
Yes, yeah. I have a lot of those types of conversations with my clients because I always start with them. And, the clients that I work with are people who might be running their own businesses, but they still in that sort of like anxious mindset, or a mindset where they haven't got the confidence to move themselves forward and really shine in their own light, because they've forgotten how to do it. You know, it's like asking them that question, what do you love? That's one of the main questions I ask my clients. What do you love about, you know, what you do and your life, and what do you enjoy? And, you know, a lot of the times they have to think about it. And that's really sad, that you forget what you enjoy. You forget what you love. You're not really incorporating it in your life at all. And, you know, once you sort of get back to that space where you understand who you are and what you love, then you can start sort of building that around your business, and having your business build, sorry, the other way around. It's like your business is building itself around who you are as an individual.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, you cannot go out there to the world and fake something. It has to be truly from within you, or else you're not going to be very successful, I don't think, in business.
No, no. They do say that people do business with people, not with the business.
Yeah. You got to have the right energy, the right enthusiasm around what you're doing, and then also have an offer that people want to buy.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So while you were making your transition away from your work to what you're doing now, did you have any fears or doubts about what you were doing at that time?
Yeah. It's like anyone who is starting a business and moving into something that's different and something that's changed. They, you know, yes, I worried about whether I'd be successful, whether I'd make enough money. You know, you got so used to getting that regular money every month, that you sort of think, well, how am I going to survive? But luckily, I didn't really have those thoughts for long. I just thought, I was just so determined that I needed to have this freedom, that I would do what it took, you know, to be able to, you know, live the life that I wanted to live, and work hard to do that. So yes, and then I tapped into what are my strengths, because, you know, a lot of the times we'll go into, you know, taking those new steps and moving into a different area, and then we think, well, you know, I haven't really, you know, maybe I haven't got all of the credentials, or, you know, all the experience for this. But then I tapped into the fact that I had all of this experience from my 20 years in corporate. I learned so much. I did my MBA during that time, you know, as project manager, business analyst, or business development. I knew everything about business. So I could take all of that knowledge with me to the next stage of my life. And that's, you know, one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give to people is, you know, when you're unsure, think about how you got here, you know, what are the things that brought you here to this place.
Yeah, I think about that a lot myself. I mean, just you come into it thinking, well, I don't have the skills to create this business, or you might have doubts around that. But then at the same time, you got to look back and say, well, what skills do I have? And
yes,
how can I use that to my advantage in order to create the business that I want?
And personal skills as well. It's not just what you've learned from businesses and things like that. It's just what's your personal characteristics? You know, who are you as an individual? What are your natural characteristics? Like myself, I'm naturally creative, and so I use that within my mentoring, is to help people with their creativity and their standing out. So that's quite a big part of what I do.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy the creative side of things a lot more than the technical.
Yeah.
With my business, and I enjoy doing a lot of the videos and talking to people directly. That is more powerful to me than a lot of other work that I've done. Especially when I can help them and they're like, wow, I never thought of doing it that way, or, you know, just
Yes.
And I've done some travel related coaching before, and that's fine, but I want to do more of the finding your purpose type of coaching in the future.
And I find that is very popular right now, and I think a lot of eyes are being opened to this type of living, where you find your purpose and you move towards a way of life that is more about you as an individual. I'm hearing that being said so many more times now than I did years ago.
Yeah, I also think that the pandemic changed a lot of people's minds
It
around work
definitely
and
did.
life because maybe they even lost family members during that time. Or, I mean, under lockdown, you guys, especially in the UK, were on lockdown a
Mm,
lot longer than we were. And that just had an effect on people as well. Like, okay, what am I going to do now? And that
yeah,
sparked a lot of people to start their own businesses. And there are probably an explosion of online businesses now that there weren't as many before.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just interesting seeing how the dynamics of that have impacted the way we think about things as well. It was a good wake up call for everybody, I think.
It has. It has. It's changed a lot of things for the better. Yes, there's been a lot of, hardships around it, but yeah, if you think of some of the positives that have come out of it, but it has opened a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of the work-life balance, what does that look like for you now?
Well, I can plan. I can now plan my week. I can plan my days. I can say, I can look at, the beginning of the week or, on the weekends, I can think about, what I'm going to do, who I'm going to meet. My weeks can be a mixture of, planning weddings, so meeting with couples, to, mentoring small business owners, working on my own programs where I get groups of business owners together to work on that, and I'm supporting them. Having time out for myself to go and spend time with family and friends. It is just a lovely mix now of being able to work the way I do.
Yeah, I do love having the freedom that if, say, I want to go on a trip next week to New York, which I'm doing, uh,
Yeah,
first time
good for
there.
you.
I've never been there, and a lot of people
No,
outside of the country are like, "You've never been to New York," when a lot of Europeans have been in New York, and I haven't been in New
yeah,
York.
I've
It's
been there.
also
Great.
it's also very far for me to go because it's on the other side of this country, and it's a big country. Uh, but if I want to just get up and go do that, I can go do that. Or if I want to go meet some friends in one of the other cities that I've lived in, I can go do that, and it's not a big deal. And then also
Yeah,
just balancing that out with everything else that I need to get done, and I can usually manage to front load enough work to make that happen whenever I need to.
yeah, absolutely. And because everything now is very you can work remotely. You can, as long as you've got Wi-Fi and a phone and a laptop and whatever, you can do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, I do like being able to be remote and just I mean, I can live and work anywhere I want to, really. I mean, if I
Yeah,
wanted to go back and travel in Europe, I could get online still. I can do that in South America. I can do it anywhere.
exactly. Exactly. And it's very similar for myself. And I know in the early years of my business, I was doing a lot more of the hands-on stuff in terms of the weddings and events. Now I've sort of like orchestrated my business in a different way where yes, I do still do hands-on work, but I also offer the online consultation. So online consultations for people who are planning weddings or events that I can be there, to talk to them, to guide them through and things like that. But also the mentoring as well, where I do the online mentoring. So again, similar to you, where I can just travel wherever and be able to give those services.
Yeah. I think for you, for both the wedding consultations and the mentoring, I'm sure that when you do those things, you feel good about it. It just sounds
I
like really
do.
good, positive energy kind of places to be in.
Yes, yeah, they are. They are. And everyone's always so happy after they've spoken to me, which is what I aim for.
Of course, because or else why do it?
Exactly, exactly.
So, have there been any unexpected benefits or rewards that you've experienced during your new business ventures or newer business ventures?
Um, benefits. I think it's just that it's the connections. It's like doing a podcast like this. Obviously I've met you and I'm meeting a lot of people from all over the world who are, I have my own podcast as well. So I've had podcast guests and I've been a guest on their podcast. So again, it's learning about their type of lifestyle, learning about what they do, and again, growing my experience as well.
Sure. Um, I have definitely met a lot of people so far doing these podcasts, and I feel like I just want to have a network of all of them because they've
Yeah,
all been so great.
I know. Really, this is it. And you can, because we can do it all remotely now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not like I could just go somewhere and meet everybody because everybody's in a
Yeah.
different place here. And what that's great too, because I get to talk to people that are in the UK or Australia or Canada or wherever. And it's just been
Yeah.
great to have those different perspectives and on work and life and just getting that from people.
Yeah. And if you look at the flip side of what your life was like before, isn't it great to be able to do what we do?
Absolutely. I mean, it's so rewarding when you can just light somebody's eyes up on some new idea and have that come
Yeah.
back to you. And just, I like giving is so much better than just receiving and receiving and receiving from others.
Mm, mm,
I just feel like
mm.
putting the energy out to help someone achieve some result is just more uh it feels so much better than getting something from someone else. It's like I don't even want Christmas presents or birthday presents anymore. I really don't care about that kind of stuff. I just care about helping other people, and that's what
Yeah.
really matters to me.
And living.
Yeah, definitely. Just being
Yeah.
alive and being able to see the world the way I want to and go travel. And that's just really powerful to me. And I don't think enough people take the time to actually do the work that they need on themselves in order to make something like
Mm,
this happen. And that's what I want to help people with.
yeah,
Because it really
absolutely.
starts with mindset about your life and what you're here for. And if you can't
Yes.
quite get to that, then I want to help people that can to be able to get the right mindset around who they are and what they can actually accomplish in this world
Mhm.
and make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just looking back at your journey, what words of wisdom would you offer to others making a similar transition?
I would say tap into what it is about you that you want to resurface. Um, and surround yourself with people who get you. Surround yourself with a tribe that really understand you. You will find that you're going to have to drop off a lot of people that you had around you before because that was a completely different lifestyle. And you may have some that stick around, great. But think about how you're going to build your tribe so that you've got people who are always going to encourage you when you're moving forward because it's not an easy path because not everybody's doing it. And so if you are thinking of sort of stepping out into that space of, being independent and doing your thing, then gather people along the way and build your network so that you've got people that give you that warm, cozy feeling that understand and you can have those conversations with, and they're not going to pour cold water on it and they're not going to sort of like bring you down, um and they're going to build you up because eventually then when you do get all the people that do sort of like try and give you all the negative talk, it doesn't bother you anymore because you've grown, you've become stronger both in mindset and in body, and it just helps. So that's my advice in terms of just making sure that you surround yourself with the right people, and yeah, and just keep being focused, keep moving forward.
Yeah, one foot after the other. You just got to keep moving forward. If
Yeah.
you fall on your face, then you just get back up again and you keep moving. You figure out what you might. I mean, uh, failure is our biggest teacher. So if you do drop a couple times, it helps you know what you can do better on the next round, and
Yes,
you just keep growing from that, and then you'll get there. And then I
absolutely.
also have personally, I have a support network of other people that we meet every week and just talk about business, bounce ideas off of each other, and help
Mm,
each other out. If something isn't working quite right, we just kind of talk about it, and then that'll help us keep
yeah.
moving forward. And it's just good to have people around you, like surround yourself by the people
Yeah,
that are on the same page with you, and then that'll really
absolutely.
help encourage you to keep going and not just get too much inside your own head. You can get them; they can help get you out of that situation a lot of times, because
Mm,
sometimes you're like,
mm,
well, I don't know if I can do this, or there
yeah.
might be this one thing I don't know really how to do, and then just figuring that out and making it work.
Mm. And in the early stages, we can be our worst enemy. We can sabotage ourselves a lot because our own voices in our heads can be quite negative because, it's all very new. So we are sort of like saying things like the negative self-talk, having to get through that. So what you want to do is to be sure that you have people around you that can counteract that negative talk that you can sometimes give yourself.
Yeah, and sure, and also not have the negative people around you that are
Yes.
constantly complaining about things or just really misaligned with themselves, and that's not going to be the right energy that you need to have
No,
around you.
no.
So those are the people you might need to let go out of your life, and then just bring more people in,
Yeah.
um, like you, and
Yeah.
and have that good positive energy to really just move forward with. So, where can people find you and learn more about you?
Right. Well, they can find me if you want to find me. I've got a website, paulaburns.net, and all my services are shown on there. I'm on social media, so I'm on social media for business mentoring and also for the weddings and events. So you can find me under Paula Burns Mentoring on both Instagram and on Facebook. And for weddings and events, you can find me under Paula Burns Events and Weddings. And that's for Instagram and Facebook. And I'm also on LinkedIn. So Paula Burns Events and Mentoring on LinkedIn as well. So search for me. You will find me if you put Paula Burns Mentoring or Paula Burns Weddings. You will find me somewhere. And I do have a free download for anyone who is looking to just grow their visibility and grow their confidence. And it's called Supercharge Your Visibility, from overlooked to fully booked. And it's absolutely free. And you can find that on my website.
Okay. Well, thank you, Paula, for being on the podcast today. It's been wonderful talking to you, and I'll include all of the information about Paula in the show notes as well, so you can find more about her and her business there. And thank you for listening. Head over to the show notes where you can leave us a rating and review, and I'll see you in the next episode.